Norfolk Welcomes is a day of action where schools across the county are learning about the experiences of refugees and asylum seekers and working together to build more welcoming communities. The first Norfolk Welcomes was in 2018 and we had more than 62 schools take part, representing more than 18,000 children, all playing their part in building that welcoming community that we'd like to see. And this year, we've been taking inspiration from the history of Norfolk as a place of sanctuary. Year 4 pupils at Avenue Junior School have been looking at stories of sanctuary seekers, individuals and groups of people who moved to Norfolk looking for a safe place to restart their lives. And then using those stories as an inspiration, they've been creating their own designs and responding artistically to what they've learnt. We asked for donations from parents and they sent in swatches of fabric, materials, letter stamps, and then we let the children experiment with different techniques that they might like to use in their design. So they were using paint, they used fabric dye, they were sticking, cutting and pasting, experimenting with all sorts of different mediums.
The other school of sanctuary that contributed textile squares to the wall hanging was Hellesdon High School. Year 9 students drew inspiration for their individual designs from talks given by 2 local refugees. The first group had the pleasure of meeting the award-winning writer George Sirtes, who recited a moving poem about his own personal experience of leaving Hungary when he was aged just 7.
My father carries me across a field. It's night. And there are trenches filled with snow, thick mud. We're careful to remain concealed from something frightening I don't yet know. And then I walk, and there's space between the 4 of us. We go where we have to go.
Amongst the few belongings George's family carried with them as they fled during the Hungarian uprising in 1956 was a suitcase full of photographs taken by his mother, the photographer Magda Sirtes. The second group of students met with Patrick Changa, a Congolese support worker who helps young refugees in Norwich to pursue an education. Patrick used practical exercises to help the students understand that seeking sanctuary is not a choice, but a very unfortunate circumstance.
Patrick's story was very moving and it made me think how terrible it is to leave your country. For this project, I've designed a sun over a field as it shows Norfolk's colours, green and yellow, and to tell people that they are accepted here in Norfolk.
It just makes you think we shouldn't take our homes for granted because they don't have stable homes and they don't have a choice to leave their country, they have to. And I just wanted my square to show that they are welcome and that we do care.
It's important that we shouldn't judge other people straight away because they might have gone through a difficult time to get where they are now.
Amongst the 77 squares of fabric created by schoolchildren, you will find the colourful handprints of some local refugees and migrants that were made during a craft workshop held by New Roots Integration. They have all been stitched together by the very helpful members of the Norfolk Knitters and Stitchers, who are a charity that use their craft to support local orphanages and refugees. This year, Norfolk Welcomes falls on Friday the 14th of June, which is the Friday before Refugee Week, during which the wall hanging will be displayed at various locations across the city of Norwich.